Hi guys, welcome back to PBTV. We have a little chat today. Again, this is a viewer submission that has been asking about risers and optics and different combos that you can do with it, the benefits, pros, cons, and how it can affect your build if you're wanting a magnifier red dot, just changing your loadout a little bit, and how it can give you more space on relatively short platforms with some of the builds. So I've got a couple of bolster armories and one of our staff personal builds, all have a different combination or setup of risers on here, and I've got a plethora on the desk to have a look at first as well. So the first one we'll have a look at is a Unity setup with a vortex, well, a double vortex setup. So we have the strike fire in a Unity riser and the 3x magnifier at the back. One of the main things that you will notice with these the magnified risers is it stops the dropping to the left or right. They actually drop straight down. Again, this is better for when you're trying to maybe lean around corners, try and keep that silhouette and profile of a platform in place, and it is actually just quite a lot easier to get up and down and keep it in that vertical profile. So if you are cutting around a corner, there are potential opportunities of, if this was leant over to one side, clang it against a doorway or something like that, and just completely restricting your movement. So with them dropping vertically, you can just look straight over the top and down your tube, and they are a much shorter throw getting up and down. You can see the kind of extent of the increase in rise that you're getting. This is the original mount for the strike fire. So dropping that down there, you can see it's about maybe ½ an inch that you're getting. So the main reason that these became popular in the real steel world, a lot of firearms are basically almost zero recoil with things like muzzle brakes, builds, and just how high quality real steel firearms are these days, that cheek weld and getting really deep down into your platform and holding it still and trying to control it isn't as sort of prevalent as it used to be. So what you were then able to do is increase the risers for things like gas mask, respirators, things on your gear that were making it very difficult to get down into that view. So what they've done now, the original sort of start to that was probably the Unity riser that we'll have a look at, but the most popular one I've seen recently is the Hydra style mount. So if we have a closer look at this, you can see this is designed for a red dot. Something like a Vortex Spark or something can go straight on here. This is the Novrich one that we've got at the moment. You've got two standard holes at the front and elongated ones at the back. That's giving you a much broader spectrum on which ones can actually fit on this. You'll see then the Riz at the front. The idea of this is you can have a dot, a pec box, or something on the front here, but if you have quite a short rail and you wanted to mount some kind of a setup on here and you didn't have enough room for your pressure pad, you can actually mount it further back and it's just putting it up. What you get similar to is something like, this is one of the workshop bolster. So again, you can see just a single Unity mount here, the D-bell, and then the pressure pad on the front. What can happen with pressure pads here is that you can obstruct the D-bell or pec box or whatever you're using with your thumb if you're wanting to do it on a top build or top rail mount like this. What the Unity riser then does, or the hybrid, is it raises that D-bell up, it increases the bore axis of the red dot as well, puts the D-bell on top, and then there's no restriction when it comes to equipment on the front of your platform. You could also see that if this was here, you could run a very, very short platform, bring all this back, and you're not having to waste, I say waste, but it's just how you want to build it. You sort of increasing the size of your real estate by 2 to 3 inches, making it very, very convenient for short CQB builds and things like that. But these are extremely popular, even on like Mark 18s, 12-inch rails, quite sizable platforms. Even LMGs and things like that are running the Hydra style systems. A couple of other ones. So we do have the Riz sort of Unity riser. So instead of having a direct mount like the T1, this just increases, it's like a ½ inch riser for Riz. So on the other workshop bolster, we have a setup like this. So we have, again, we've got a similar riser at the back with the EOTech 3x on it, and then an EOTech style system on the ½ inch riser at the front. So again, what this allows, if you're wearing lower face pro, this is why it's become so popular in airsoft, is you don't have to get all the way down to this. You can still wear your mesh mask, walk helmets, dye masks, anything like that, and just have a standard eye view down shooting through the tube, and all the optics are nice and clean. It just makes it a little bit easier to get sight picture very, very quickly. And again, these can be used with anything. You're not limited to run these with the holographics or the EOTechs. I know people run these with T1s, simple red dots, all sorts of bits. We do have a couple other options. So these ones, again, this one is a unique one. So this is specifically for the MRO style optics. So Trijicon MRO, Vector Optics Centurion, I think it's called. And again, you do have the option to still use your iron sights through a lot of these. With the Unity sight, it has an inbuilt iron sight. Same with these, they've got inbuilt sort of iron sight apertures, so you can still see through them. Again, this is the only one that is sort of proprietary to a certain optic, and that is the MRO series. We then have another simple one. Again, this is about an inch riser. If you're wanting to throw a low mount red dot on this, it's slightly different to the Unity being such a high rise. Or if you're wanting to run something like a doctor sight or something slightly different, you can get the 1 inch risers like this. Again, in the boxes for everything, you do get, so the original mounts and the flip to sides, with the Unities and things like that, you do get the screws and the attachments that you need to do it. So again, we have the double vortex setup with the strike fire and the flip down style system. Very, very comfortable, very easy to get a sight picture on. If you're not wanting to do that full sort of uber height of the Unity style that's up here, people find it very, very comfortable just to keep their head up here rather than have to do that cheek weld. Personally, I won't say I'm not a fan of the sort of Unity style super high things. I prefer this style, the sort of slight highs, but I like a really strong cheek weld when it comes to getting down on the stock and making sure that weapon's clamped. It's just how I prefer to run around. And again, looking at the 1/2 inch one, it's not quite as potent when it comes to what looks like the red dot. It is still quite a considerable rise, especially with the EOTech and flipping that up. What you will find as well is the again, the screws on top of here are elongated, allowing multiple different options to be fitted to the flip up and down. But make sure that when you are getting yourself a riser, it is compatible with the optic that you have, whether or not it's the Hydra, the MRO ones that are proprietary, or anything else. Make sure the compatibility is there. If you do have any questions about them, please drop us a message on social medias like Instagram, things like that. We try and get information out as quick and accurately as we possibly can, but we hope you've enjoyed that and it's got a little bit of information for you. But if that is everything for today, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye.